Hello, how are you? My name is Sandy from Movement is Bliss. Today we have a beginners or basic yoga class. Everyone can benefit from a basics class, right? Today we're going to touch on the topic of ahimsa. Ahimsa is the first yama from the eight limb yoga path from the Yoga Sutras. Ahimsa means non harming or non violence. So, what the heck does violence have to do with yoga? Well, sometimes we can approach yoga poses or our yoga practice in a forceful way. That can mean forcing ourselves into poses, maybe overdoing it with the classes, like way too many vinyasa classes with no restorative classes, no yin classes or rest. So that can lead to injuries, overuse injuries, hip replacements, stuff like that. So let's approach today's class and the rest of our yoga classes with ahimsa in mind. And the great thing about the yamas, niyamas, the eight limb path of yoga, we learn it on the mat, but we practice it off of the mat. So true yoga actually happens in the wild or in real life. For example, if you are in a grocery store, someone just cuts right in front of you, and your instinct might be to get really mad, maybe say something. You can say something, but maybe come from a place of love, um, place of non-harm. Maybe their wife is in labor, so they really need to hurry up and get those groceries so their kids can be fed while they're in the hospital. We never know the situation. So let's get started. Ahimsa. We'll keep that in mind as we move with love and self-care in today's practice. All right, let's begin in Tadasana pose. Tadasana means mountain pose. Some of us might feel comfortable here with our feet together, hands at our sides. Some of us might feel better with our feet apart. Feet apart is a good option if you're pregnant or if it just doesn't feel steady to stand with your feet together. Now turn to the side. And we're going to work our awareness from the ground up. So bring your awareness to your feet. Where do you feel the weight distributed? Is it even, or do you feel yourself rolling on the sides of your feet or on the insides of your feet? So let's get that weight even. And bring your awareness to your knees. Are your legs really, really straight, so straight that your knees might be poking backwards? That means you're hyperextending, so we can stand with a micro bend in our knees to protect them. Bring your awareness to your low back. So there's two things that can happen. Some of us may stand with an arch. So that happens naturally with some of us when we're pregnant, and it takes a while for that sensation to go away. Some of us tuck. That can come from years of dance. Some bar lineages teach with a tuck, and we just get so used to that. We also don't want to stand like that either. So neutral pelvis. I like to think of aligning my hip bone with my shoulder bone, or your shoulder. Bring your awareness to your upper back. Do you feel rounded? We are very forward in our everyday life, meaning like we're driving, we're typing. So sometimes our shoulders slump forward. So let's think about opening up the chest. Bring your awareness to your chin. Again, with the forward motion in society, looking down and typing. So our chins may be jutted forward. Can we bring the chin back? Bring your awareness to your breath. So I'll face you. We want to think about breathing fully. So as we inhale, we'll feel the belly come forward. And as we exhale, the belly goes back. Continue that breathing pattern. Letting go of any tightening or holding on, gripping in the abdominal area. We're just standing here in mountain pose, breathing deeply. Close your eyes if it feels safe to. So you may notice, if you close your eyes, it brings about a new and a different awareness. You might have to work on balancing a little bit more, even though our feet are flat. And that's a good thing. That's our proprioceptors working. Begin to lengthen the inhales and exhales. So you can silently count to yourself. Inhale for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do a couple more breaths like that. Still breathing deeply. And let's use this moment as we continue to breathe deeply to set your intention for today's class. Your intention is what it sounds like, what you intend to do or maybe accomplish with love in today's class. Your intention can be a mantra, a positive quote, maybe a simple word. Breathe in your intention. And as you exhale, let the intention float away. Bring your awareness back into your body. Let's take one more inhale. And as you exhale, blink your eyes open if they were closed. Bring your hands to your shoulders. We're going to start with simple shoulder rolls. Doesn't matter which way you're rolling because we're going to reverse directions in just a second. So we're warming up the upper body right now. Let's do a couple more and reverse. Still bringing awareness to your feet and to your knees, your posture, full body awareness. The great thing about yoga is we bring your awareness to your body a lot. And you'll find when you're, like, again, in the grocery store, when you're standing, go ahead and release it. You're going to bring awareness to how you're standing and your feet and posture. So it's great. Let's begin with, I'll turn to the side. We're going to come to chair pose. Inhale, lift your arms up. And on your exhale, sit back. Inhale to rise. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. And I'll face the front so you can see it from the front. Your feet can be together or apart. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, chair. Inhale to rise. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Again, from the side. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, sit in your chair. If it's uncomfortable to bring your arms up, you can bring them to your chest or even your hips. So we're holding chair for a few breaths. See if you can get a little lower. Look down at your knees, make sure you can see your toes. So we're thinking about sitting down in a chair. So our bottoms are going backwards. Inhale to rise. Big exhale. One more chair. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, place them where they feel comfortable. Hold the chair for a few breaths. So we're approaching this pose with care so we can take care of our knees. We're activating our muscles. You can probably feel some engagement happening in the low body. Inhale to rise. Exhale, bring your hands down. Good. We're going to practice a half lift here. Inhale, exhale, fold over halfway. So I have airplane arms. I'm going to face the front. Airplane arms. Arms are out to the side in a T. Feel grounded through your feet. Micro bend in both knees. Activate your core by pulling your belly button towards your spine. Hold here and breathe. Inhale to rise. Lift your arms up. Exhale, fold over. 2 more. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, hands come to a T, airplane. So this is a half lift. We're activating our upper back by keeping our arms out. If it doesn't feel good to keep your arms out, bring your hands to your heart. But everyone, continue to activate your core here. Bring that belly button in. Breathe. Inhale to rise. Bring your arms down. 1 more set. Inhale, lift. Exhale, airplane arms. Half fold. Feel really grounded through your feet here. Feel strong in the low body, strong in the core. Inhale to rise. Exhale, bring your hands down. Good. So if you're facing the side, face forward, the long side of your mat, sunflowers. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, bend at the knees. And inhale, rise. So we're in a wide stance. Toes are pointed out to the corners of the room. And we're breathing. Lift and down. Just a few more here. And last one, we'll come to rise, bring your arms down, heel toes, your feet together. Walk to the front of your mat. We'll begin with our standing postures. Warrior 2, take a step back with your right foot. Bend your left knee. So we need to pay attention to what's happening with our knee here because a lot is happening. Stack your knee right over your ankle. Your back foot is grounded and you might feel more weight on the outside edge of the foot, and that's okay. Bring your arms up to a T. Keep your arms nice and strong. Take a peek back at what's happening to the back arm. Sometimes it tends to float down and float away. So strong arms here. Keep looking down at your knee. So here's a couple of things that could happen. Sometimes our knee will collapse in towards the mid-body. So we just want to pay attention to that and keep working that knee towards the other wall. You want to look down and see your first 2 toes. Warrior 2. Virabhadrasana. Good. Really strong in the legs, strong in the arms. Don't forget about that core. Let's take 1 more breath here. Inhale. On your exhale, place your left forearm on your left thigh. Bring your right arm down and up. A couple of options for arms. If this doesn't feel good, your arm can go straight up. And we'll hold here and breathe. As far as where to look, that's up to you. If it feels more comfortable to look down, you can do that. You can look straight ahead, or you can look up at your arm. So choose where you'd like to place your arm. We still have a really strong stance with our legs. Strong core, and we're breathing. Inhale to rise, back to Warrior 2. Gaze over that front hand. Inhale. And on your exhale, straighten both legs. Well, straighten your front leg. Heel toe, your back foot in just a tad. So we're shortening our stance. Bring your arms back out to the Warrior 2 arms. Deep breath in. On your exhale, reach towards the front leg. or front wall. Now bend from the waist. Place your left hand on your shin. Your top arm is reaching straight up. This is Trikonasana, triangle pose. Get grounded through the feet. You can have a micro bend in that front knee. This is another pose that some people hyperextend their knees. So micro bend is perfect here. You can look up at your hand, straight ahead, or down at the floor. Let's take a couple more breaths here. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, bring your hands down. Point both feet forward so our hips and legs are still wide. Place your hands on your hips. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, bend from the waist. We're going into a wide leg forward fold. And you can place your hands on the floor or even your upper thighs here. Now let go of the head. Let go of the neck. You can shake your head no. Nod your head yes. With each inhale, lengthen the spine. With each exhale, get a little deeper into the stretch. We're not forcing anything to happen here. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Think about the spine. Exhale. Think about the pose. Getting just a tad deeper. You may feel a little sensation, a little tension, but if you feel sharp pain, back out of the pose. Place your hands on your hips. Take a deep breath in. Rise up with an elongated spine. And big exhale. Good. Other side. Just going to switch your right foot towards the wall. Your left foot turns in at about 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Deep breath in. Bring your arms up. Exhale, warrior 2. Make any adjustments you need to get that knee right over the ankle. Strong legs, strong core, strong arms. Gaze over that right hand. Breathe here. Keep looking down at that knee. If you see it collapsing towards the front of your mat, bring it to the other side. 2 more breaths. Place your right forearm on top of that thigh. Inhale. On your exhale, bring your left arm overhead, either in this diagonal or straight up, whatever feels best for your shoulder. Look down, look straight ahead, or look up at your hand. Keep the integrity of the legs. They're still standing really strong here. Keep breathing deeply. Couple more breaths. Inhale to rise. Exhale, straighten your front leg. Heel toe, that back leg in so we can shorten the stance. Arms back out to a T. Inhale. Exhale, reach forward and into your Trikonasana, triangle pose. Again, strong legs, but check in with that front knee. You can have a little micro bend in there, just making sure we're not hyperextending. Core is still engaged. Legs are still activated. We're breathing. Good. We have about 2 more breaths. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, bring your arms down. Both toes face the front. Legs are still wide. Place your hands on your hips. Inhale, slight lift of the chest. Exhale, bend from the waist. Come into a forward fold. Wide leg, forward fold. Hands can be on the floor, or again, they can rest on the upper thighs. Hands can be on the upper thighs, or you can rest your forearms here. Letting go of the neck. Shake your head no. Very gentle. Just getting some mobility in the neck. Nod your head yes. Good. About 3 more deep breaths. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale out of the nose. Getting a little deeper into your wide leg forward fold. Place your hands on your hips. Inhale to rise from the waist. Coming out the way we came in. And exhale. Good. Heel toe your feet together. So we are heel toeing because in some classes they jump from poses to poses. So right now we're working on our heel toeing. Back to your mountain pose. Feet together or feet hip width apart. If it feels safe to, close your eyes. Just check in with how you're feeling. Maybe do another scan from the bottom all the way to the top of your body. A couple more breaths. Blink your eyes open if they were closed. Inhale, lift your arms up. Now, rise onto the balls of your feet. So we're lifting our heels off of the floor. We're balancing in our mountain. You also have the option of bringing your hands to your heart to balance here. You can also go to a wall and come to mountain that way. Couple more breaths. It's okay if your ankles are shaking. We're working on strengthening, balancing. All of that is really good for your feet and ankles. And let's bring the heels down. Allow your arms to float down. We're going to move on to one more balance pose called tree. It's the option to use the wall. I'll show you what that looks like. Bring all your weight into your left leg. If you're using the wall, place your left hand at the wall. Place your right foot into kickstand. So you're resting your ankle against the leg. The balls of your right foot is still planted onto the floor. So that's option 1. Option 2 is to bring your foot onto the sides of your lower leg. And you can hold here. You can place your hand at your hip, maybe place it on your heart. You can even bring it overhead. So that's what you're going to do if you're at the wall. Those are your options. If you are going to stand at center, we still have the option for kickstand. You can place your foot against the side of your shin, or you can bring your foot all the way up. What we want to avoid is placing our foot against that knee. So stand really strong in that left leg. Feel grounded. Breathe. And you want to find a focal point that's not moving. It's called your drishti, your focused attention on one spot. And it helps with balance. And these balance postures also help with focus. When you've had enough, release that right leg. Mountain pose. Wherever you are, whether you're at the wall or at the center, take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Other side. So if you're at the wall, you're just going to turn around, place all your weight into your right leg, right hand's against the wall, start at kickstand, then you can work your way up. Again, your hand can rest on your leg, on your hip, or on your heart. If you're at the center of the mat, shift your weight into your right foot, come into kickstand, hand at your heart. You can stay here. You can bring the foot to the side of the shin, or you can avoid the knee, bring your foot to your upper thigh. So I'm pressing my foot into the upper thigh. That's why we want to avoid the knee. We don't want to dislocate the knee. Feel really strong here. Feel connected to the ground. And breathe. Again, with the drishti, we're looking at one focal point. Putting our focus there as we're breathing deeply. Use the breath to help you balance. Deep, slow breaths. And when you've had enough, you can always come out of the pose anytime. Remember, ahimsa. Take care of your body. Let's come back to our mountain pose. Inhale. Deep breath out of the nose. Bring your hands to your heart. We're going to go into toe stand. So you can approach it in two ways. You can keep your feet flat, and I'll show you, and lower down into your toe stand. If you'd like to try it with your heels lifted and go down, we'll try it that way. So pick which one you'd like to do. Find your drishti point, something that's not moving. So if you're looking at the TV or monitor, look at the wall. Look at something that's not moving. Deep breath in. Exhale. If you're going to lift your heels, do so now. Bend at the knees. Keep your core engaged. Lower into your toe stand. Good. Place your hands on the floor. I'm going to turn. We're going to go into a tabletop position. Align your wrists over or right underneath your shoulders. Knees are placed right underneath your hips. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, come to your child's pose. My toes are together and my knees are together, but you also have the option of bringing your knees wide apart. That's the option if you're pregnant or want to create space in the upper torso. And place your head on the floor if it reaches. If not, if you have a block or pillow or bolster, you can place that on the floor and rest your head there. 2 more breaths. Good. Release the pose. Come back to tabletop. Stretch your right leg back and lift it. Now bring your left arm up by your ear. Thumb is pointed up. We're balancing here. This is called bird dog. Bring your hand and your leg down. Stretch your left leg back. Engage your core. Lift your left leg. Toes are pointed towards the floor. Lift your right arm up by your ear. Thumb is pointed towards the ceiling. Bring it down. Good. Other side. Opposite arm, opposite leg. So this is great for working on core, and you also get some balance work. Switch. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Bring it down. Keep breathing. Last set. And other side. Good. Child's pose again. Knees can be apart or together, toes together, and sit back. take 2 more breaths here. Last one, inhale. On your exhale, come back to tabletop. Tuck your toes under. Lift your hips up for downward facing dog. Downward facing dog is considered an inversion. So we are upside down. Take a look at your hands. Place all knuckles into the floor. Spread your fingers really wide here. Create a wide stance for your upper body. Your heels are reaching for the floor and they don't have to touch. Press through the arms. Press into the floor. Breathe here. And bring your knees down. Good job. We're going to work on one more inversion called dolphin pose. So it's kind of like downward facing dog, except we'll be on our elbows and forearms. So bring your elbows down to the floor. Forearms are rested into the floor. Same thing with your hands. Spread them really wide here. Ground them into the floor. Tuck your toes under. Inhale. And on your exhale, lift your hips towards the sky, just like we did in downward facing dog. So we're going to feel some recruitment happen in the upper body and the shoulders. Keep pressing really hard through the floor with your hands. Breathe. And you can come out of this pose into child's pose at any time. Bring your knees down. Child's pose. And slide yourself onto your belly. Place your hands at the level of your chest. Press the tops of your feet into the floor. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, come to cobra. So again, just like in our inversions, we press down really hard through the ground to lift ourselves up. We're doing the same thing here. Grounding through our hands. And lower down. Cross your arms over each other. Rest your head onto the floor or onto your hands. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, lift your left leg up. So this is a half locust pose. Lower down. Inhale. Exhale. Lift the right leg off of the floor. Lower down. Bring your hands by your sides. Place the palms onto the floor. Deep breath in. On your exhale, lift both legs off of the floor. And if it feels good to, you can lift your upper body off and your arms. Look down but forward onto the floor. If this doesn't feel good, you can release the upper body back onto the floor. Move with care, move with love. If this pose does not serve you, just come out of it. And everyone will release the pose. Place your head back onto your hands. Let your feet turn in and out. Now bend your knees. Let your feet windshield wiper to the right side and to the left side. Good. Let's come to a rest. Deep breath in. And exhale. One more. Inhale. On your exhale, bring your hands to your chest. Push yourself up. Let's come into another child's pose. And let's walk your hands up. Bring your upper body up. Swing your legs around. Staff pose, Dandasana. Your hands are at your side. Feet are flexed. Engage your core here. And bring your awareness to your sits bones. So we're grounding through the floor here with our sits bones. Think about energy aligning up your spine, up through your head. So we're sitting tall. Let's take a couple more breaths in staff pose. Let's take one more breath. Big exhale. Good job. Boat pose. Bend your knees. Place your feet on the floor. Grab behind your thighs. Take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, come to Navasana, boat pose. And if you'd like, you can let go of your hands here. Most importantly, remember to breathe. So we're waking up our core again, using the core to hold us up. Good. Grab behind your thighs. Pull yourself up. Cross your feet, cross your legs. Walk your hands forward. Just a little stretch for the hips. While you're here, take a deep breath in. Exhale. Look at your legs. Take note of which leg is crossed in front. Another deep breath in. On your exhale, walk your hands up. Back to Navasana. Inhale. Exhale. Boat pose. Again, options to let go, option to hold on. If you want to try lifting one leg, placing it down, and then the other, you may do so. Just approach each pose with care and love. One more breath. Good. On your exhale, pull yourself up. Cross your legs again, but keep the other leg in front this time. It might feel funny if you're used to crossing your legs in one way all the time. Deep breath in. Exhale. Walk your hands forward. Walk your hands back. Good. Back to Dandasana, staff pose. Bend your right leg in and leave about a fist's width between your foot and your leg. Inhale, lift your right arm up. Exhale, reach for your foot or the outside edge of your left foot, or maybe even your shin. Marichyasana A. If this feels fine and you want to stay here, you can do so. Some of us may try swimming our arm behind that right thigh and bringing our left arm behind. So your hands might not touch, and that's okay. Keep bending through the front waist. Breathe. And let's rise up. Straighten that front leg, the right leg. Now bend your left leg. Again, fist distance between the foot and the left leg. Place your right hand on the floor. Inhale, lift your left arm up to the sky. Exhale, grab for the outside of the shin, outside of the foot. Hold here. So we're bending from our waist. Instead of thinking of a C curve, think extension. Some of us will stay here. Some of us may try swimming that left arm back around the left bent leg, and then bringing our right hand back. So this is a bind. We call these binds in yoga. It's okay if the hands don't touch. Sometimes when you're in yoga class, you can use a strap, but it's hard to do this without a teacher handing you the strap. So for now, we can just place our hands on our back and on our thigh. And release. Straighten your left leg. Back to Dandasana. Bring awareness to your posture here. Bend your right leg again. This time it can come by your left leg if you'd like. Place your right hand on the floor. Inhale, lift your left arm, cross it over. So we're connecting the elbow onto the right thigh. Vrikshiasana C. Our left foot is still flexed. Toes are pointed towards the ceiling. Keep breathing. And release the pose. Lift your arm up. Come back to center. Straighten your right leg. Let's bend your left knee in. Place your left hand on the floor. Inhale, lift your right arm. Exhale, twist. Keep thinking of lengthening the spine. Remember to continue to breathe. And your right toes are pointed towards the ceiling. Your foot is still flexed. Release the arm. Face center. Back to Dandasana. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Let's lay down. Let's get into a reclined position. Bend your knees. Place your feet on your floor. Try to get your heels as close to your bottom as you can. So see if you can touch them. Good. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, ground through the feet. Press your feet into the floor. Lift your hips up. See if you can grab the sides of your yoga mat here. So we're coming into a little bridge, engaging the glutes, cores up. And release down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Release the hands. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Another deep breath in. Breathe out. We're going to do that one more time. Bridge pose. Ground through the feet. Deep breath in. Exhale. Push through the feet. Lift the hips up. Engage your glutes. Engage your core. Engage your pelvic floor. If it feels good, grab the sides of your mat. And lower the bottom down by rolling through the spine. It's a slow roll. Let go of the mat. Close your eyes. Inhale. Exhale. Lift the right foot up, followed by the left. So this is similar to legs up the wall pose, except we're doing it here at the center. We're just going to be here for a couple of breaths. Let's bring awareness to our breath and think about slowing it down. Bend the right foot, or right knee. Bend your left knee. Place both feet on the floor. Allow the knees to fall out to the side for reclined butterfly. Use your hands to bring your legs together. Knees together, walk your feet out. Place your hands on the floor. Continue to breathe deeply and slowly. Bring your knees apart, walk your feet back in. Now straighten one leg, followed by the other, as we come into our final pose, Shavasana, corpse pose. You may hear some yoga teachers say this is the most important pose of the class because we are integrating everything, absorbing the whole practice, and this is probably one of the only moments that we have today to just lay here and think about nothing and do nothing. So come to your Shavasana. Your legs can be straight. If that does not feel good for your back, bend your knees. Your hands are at a low V with your palms up. Close your eyes or gaze softly at the ceiling. Remember that body scan we've been doing all class. Start at your feet. Let go of any tension in your calves or feet. Let go of any gripping that's happening in your hips or bottom. So you may need to just adjust. Maybe a little rolling back and forth. Think about the low back, upper back, shoulders. Let go of any tension in your fingers. Let go of any tension in your jaw or in your face. So we want to use this time to just let go of any thinking pattern or any breathing pattern. If your mind tends to wander off, bring your awareness back into your body. Sometimes it may help to bring your awareness to your breath. Begin to make small movements with your toes. And invite small movements to your fingers. And bend your right knee if your legs are straight. Bend your left knee in. Place your feet on the floor. Now bring both knees into your body. Moving with care, roll over to one side. Cushion your head with your bottom arm. Push yourself up. Come to a seat. Cross your legs. Bring your hands to your heart center. Bow your heads. Send yourself gratitude for getting onto the mat today to practice yoga and to practice ahimsa. See if you can take this practice of ahimsa into the world today and practice nonviolence, non-harm towards yourself and towards others. Thank you so much. Namaste.